Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Interview Hub. If you're preparing for a PySpark interview, you're in the right place. In today's video, we'll discuss the most frequently asked PySpark interview questions, along with clear and concise answers. Before we get started, if you haven't watched our previous video on the top 5 most frequently asked PySpark interview questions, be sure to check it out. It will help strengthen your PySpark fundamentals and improve your interview preparation. Now, let's get started.
Welcome to this detailed explanation of PySpark architecture. Let's explore each component step by step. Step 1. Python application, client. The Python application is the place where developers write PySpark code using Python APIs. For example, a developer creates a Spark session, reads data from a file, performs transformations such as filtering or grouping, and finally executes an action like show, collect, or write. At this stage, the application is running in Python. However, Spark's core processing engine is written in Java and Scala. Therefore, Python needs a way to communicate with Spark's JVM-based engine. This communication is handled by the Py4 Gateway. Py4 Gateway. The Py4 Gateway acts as a bridge between Python and JVM, or Java Virtual Machine. Whenever a PySpark command is executed, Py4 converts the Python instructions into JVM-compatible commands. Think of Py4 as a translator. The Python application sends requests through Py4, and Spark's Java-based engine receives and processes those requests. Without Py4, Python applications would not be able to interact with Spark's execution engine. After receiving the request, control moves to the Spark driver. Step 2. Spark driver. The Spark driver is the brain of the entire Spark application. It coordinates all processing activities and manages the execution lifecycle. The driver contains several important components. First is the Spark session, or Spark context, which serves as the entry point to Spark functionality. Next is the Catalyst optimizer. The Catalyst optimizer analyzes data frame and SQL queries and creates an optimized execution plan. Instead of executing queries exactly as written, Catalyst finds more efficient ways to process data, reducing execution time and resource consumption. The driver also includes the Tungsten execution engine. Tungsten improves Spark performance through advanced memory management, CPU optimization, and code generation techniques. Another important component is the DAG Scheduler. DAG stands for Directed Acyclic Graph. The DAG Scheduler converts user operations into a series of stages that can be executed efficiently. Finally, the Task Scheduler creates individual tasks from those stages and prepares them for execution on worker nodes. Once the execution plan is ready, the driver requests resources from the cluster manager. Step 3. Cluster Manager. The cluster manager is responsible for resource allocation. It determines where and how Spark applications will run within the cluster. Common cluster managers include Hadoop Yarn, Kubernetes, and Spark Standalone Cluster Manager. When the driver requests resources, such as CPU cores and memory, the cluster manager identifies available worker nodes and allocates resources accordingly. It launches executors on selected worker machines and monitors their health throughout the application's execution. After resources are allocated, executors are started on worker nodes. Step 4. Worker nodes. Worker nodes are machines within the cluster that perform actual data processing. A Spark cluster can contain one or many worker nodes depending on the workload requirements. Each worker node provides computing resources, such as CPU, memory, and storage. The worker nodes host executors, which are responsible for executing Spark tasks. These nodes work together to process large datasets in parallel. Executors. Executors are JVM processes launched on worker nodes. They perform the actual computation requested by the Spark application. Each executor contains memory for caching data and CPU cores for task execution. Executors are responsible for executing tasks assigned by the driver. They also store intermediate data in memory, handle shuffle operations, and send results back to the driver. Multiple executors can run simultaneously across different worker nodes, enabling massive parallel processing. Data partitioning. To store large datasets efficiently, Spark divides data into smaller pieces called partitions. Each partition represents a subset of the overall dataset. For example, a large file may be divided into 9 partitions. These partitions are distributed across multiple executors. Since partitions are processed independently, Spark can execute tasks in parallel across multiple machines. Partitioning is one of the key reasons Spark delivers high performance and scalability. Reading data from data sources. Spark can read data from various sources. These include Hadoop distributed file system, Amazon S3, relational databases through JDBC, cloud storage systems, and local file systems. When data is loaded, Spark automatically creates partitions and distributes them across executors. Each executor reads and processes its assigned partitions independently.
Task execution. After partitioning, the task scheduler creates tasks for each partition. Each task is sent to an available executor. Executors process their assigned partitions simultaneously. For example, one executor may process partitions 1 through 3, while another processes partitions 4 through 6. This parallel execution dramatically reduces processing time compared to traditional sequential systems. Shuffle operation. Certain operations require data movement between executors. These operations include group by, join, distinct, order by, and reduce by key. This process is called shuffle. During a shuffle, Spark redistributes records so that related data is grouped together on the same executor. Although shuffle is necessary for many analytics operations, it is one of the most expensive operations in Spark because it involves network communication and disk I/O. Optimizing shuffle operations is critical for improving Spark performance. Results returned to driver. After all tasks complete successfully, executors send their results back to the Spark driver. The driver collects and combines results from all executors. It then prepares the final output requested by the application. Output generation. The final output can be displayed on the console using the show action. It can be collected into the driver's memory using the collect action. Or it can be written to storage systems such as Parquet files, CSV files, databases, cloud storage, or data lakes. This completes the execution cycle of a PySpark application. Conclusion. To summarize, a PySpark application starts in Python, communicates with Spark through the Py4J Gateway, and sends requests to the Spark driver. The driver creates an optimized execution plan, requests resources from the cluster manager, and launches executors on worker nodes. Data is divided into partitions, tasks are executed in parallel, shuffle operations are performed when necessary, and results are returned to the driver for final output. This distributed architecture enables PySpark to process massive datasets efficiently, making it one of the most powerful frameworks for big data analytics and data engineering. Thanks for watching. Keep learning. Like the video, comment your questions, subscribe to Interview Hub.